In this video, we're going to look at how the Clippers diced up the Pelicans with pick and roll action on Saturday. The Clippers really took advantage of New Orleans on the perimeter, particularly in the screen game, but more so like a pick and roll type action. Here, Beverly hands off to Leonard and sets a little rub screen on Ingram, who then is going to run into a Zubac screen. Now, this action is designed to get the defense moving. Zubac re-screens on the other side against Ingram, and Lonzo Ball has to come to the nail to help, and in doing so, Leonard hits Beverly. Lonzo has his hand down. As Mark Jackson likes to say, hand down, man down, bucket getter Patrick Beverly. The Clippers love to screen with their guards. Landry Shamet, Patrick Beverly, Lou Williams, they're all good at it. Here, as it begins, Patrick Beverly screens Drew Holiday for Kawhi Leonard to come up and get the ball. As Leonard goes over the top of the Zubac screen, Holiday gets held up. The Pelicans are in drop coverage. That's their style. No one comes up to actually contest this Kawhi pull-up, and Kawhi knocks it down. The Pelicans are last in the NBA in pick and roll ball handler defense in terms of points per possession. We kind of see why here, even though it's going to be a miss. Beverly sets a screen on Drew Holiday. Zubac is also there to help set a screen. This forces a switch onto Lonzo. Zubac sets another screen, this time on Lonzo. Pelicans in super drop coverage. Favors is retreating. Wide open mid-range pull-up for Paul George. He misses this, but this is exactly a shot you would like to get. This is another play top that the Clippers love. They love to run Shamet off of double screens and curl up to the top of the arc to potentially get a shot. Paul George screens Brandon Ingram. The handoff has been made. Shamet dribbles over into JaMychal Green's screen. Derek Favors is a little far up, so Shamet decides, I'm going to reset. Paul George flares to the corner, and JaMychal Green's going to execute a handoff with him and screen against Lonzo Ball. Lonzo's not good against screens, and in this action, with New Orleans dropping the big, all that happens is Paul George dribbles to the middle, and he makes a behind-the-back pass perfectly to JaMychal Green for a wide-open three. New Orleans just attacked this pick-and-roll action dreadfully. Another thing the Clippers did, beyond just the guard ball screens, as we're going to see from Reggie Jackson here, they also attacked J.J. Redick and the, youthful exuberance of the Pelicans. Reggie Jackson sets a screen. J.J. Redick shows, and he's going to retreat back onto Reggie Jackson, but Reggie's going to re-screen on Josh Hart, and J.J. Redick's going to show again. But Josh Hart makes such a bad job of getting back under the screen that Jackson Hayes has to help on the drive and leaves JaMychal Green open in the corner to can yet another three. Now we're going to see what happens when you overplay the pick and roll if you're the New Orleans Pelicans against the Clippers. Paul George being defended by Drew Holiday. Patrick Beverly guard screen. J.J. Redick shows to slow down Paul George. Drew Holiday does a good job of getting under, but Ivica Zubac immediately screens Drew Holiday again and rolls. Well, Nikola Melli is too high up and doesn't stop a passing lane. Zubac gets the ball, draws three defenders. It's like a big kid amongst toddlers, draws the foul. Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram have a long ways to go as defenders. Lonzo tries to overplay the screen, but Reggie Jackson notices this and goes immediately off the dribble to turn the screen down. Brandon Ingram helps, but he helps too far and doesn't prevent a passing lane along the baseline, and it leaves Landry Shamet open to knock down a three. They have to do better. The Pelicans playing drop coverage against pick and rolls plays perfectly into the Clippers' hands. Derek Favors is way down here. Brandon Ingram gets washed out. Marcus Morris Sr. pulls up from three, wide open. No one there to contest. He knocks it down. Clippers took advantage of this all day. Paul George's pick and roll ball handling ability is really good and has gotten better as the year has gone along. Here, he starts in the corner and he's going to slice up. Pelicans switch. Zubac is there to screen as Brandon Ingram gets jumpy. Paul George is going to lead Ingram around and cross him over a little bit and directly into the Zubac screen. As George gets ready to pull up, Josh Hart does not come over to help and defend on this, and because of that, George has an open three and he makes it, and the Pelicans just got diced up all day. Another thing the Clippers do really well that kind of confuses other defenses is having Paul George or Kawhi Leonard screen for the other. Here, George is going to screen for Kawhi, and the Pelicans switch this. Well, this is the switch the Clippers kind of want. Brandon Ingram's not a good defender. Paul George comes up, gets the ball as Zubac sets a screen. As George catches the ball and turns, Ingram is there, so George is going to reset. And Beverly's going to set a nice little ball screen here. What this does is going to force J.J. Redick to jump out. Redick is then going to try to retreat back to Beverly, but Ingram is so late getting back to George that it's an open three, and George knocks it down, and the Clippers are just on a roll. Early action is something the Clippers are good at and can get better at, especially using guard screens. Here, Landry Shamet screens against Josh Hart. Ivica Zubac is going to run up, and as we're going to see, he's going to re-screen Josh Hart on the other side. And what this does is give Kawhi Leonard a lane to shoot, because Jackson Hayes is in drop coverage and not stepping up. It's an open shot for Kawhi Leonard. He doesn't make it, but these quality of shots are awesome to get for a team, and the Clippers got them all night.